Next on the news, it's being called a Catholic Met Gala as stars and political leaders head to Midtown for the annual Alfred E. Smith Dinner.
The event is all in good fun against the backdrop of a serious cause. I'm Jessica Easthope, and I'll have more coming up.
Did you miss out on the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage? Now you get a second chance. The campaign is hosting another journey next year. Thousands are preparing to march for life in January. The theme for the 2025 demonstration has been announced, along with new leadership. Plus, seventh graders donned their lab coats and safety goggles as the budding Brooklyn scientists explored their new space.
A Catholic community coming together to create a new science lab at Bay Ridge Catholic Academy. I'm Katie Vasquez, and I'll have that story coming up.
I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. It's an iconic evening full of good humor and generosity toward a good cause. Currents News' Jessica Easthope is standing by outside the 79th annual Alfred E. Smith Memorial Foundation dinner, where millions will be raised benefiting those most in need in the Archdiocese of New York.
Soon, the New York Hilton Midtown will be filled with the city's most influential leaders in business, politics, and culture for a night that benefits the most vulnerable children in the Archdiocese of New York. It's all in good fun against the backdrop of a serious cause. The Al Smith dinner, named for the New York governor and first Catholic to be nominated for president by a major party, will be missing one nominee this year. During past election years, it's tradition for both presidential nominees to attend and give cordial remarks. Former President Donald Trump will be there. Vice President Kamala Harris will not. But the Democratic nominee is said to be addressing the dinner by video. Vice President Harris confirmed last month that she'll be using the time to stay on the campaign trail in key swing state, Wisconsin. Presided over by Cardinal Timothy Dolan, historically, the dinner raises money for various charities and causes across the Archdiocese. Catholic comedian Jim Gaffigan will MC the event. Last year's Al Smith dinner raised a record-breaking $7.3 million, more than any previous dinner. So be sure to stay tuned to Currents News Friday for a full report and to see if a new record will be set. In Midtown Manhattan, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
Ahead of the dinner Thursday, New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan and the night's MC, comedian Jim Gaffigan, grabbed lunch. Sitting down with some Shake Shack, the two men from the Midwest discussed the Al Smith dinner and everything good it does for needy children in New York.
A lot of people don't know about the Al Smith dinner in the off years. They only know about it in the campaign season. But usually we bring in about 5 to 6 million. This year it's over 9. We might make 10 million. Wow. And that goes to women and kids in need of any religion at all or none at all. So we give it to everybody. But anybody who applies, we try to take it in.
And so, as the MC, what's my cut of that? Is it 10%?
Your cut is you get all the leftover. You can have all the salt and pepper shakers you can fit into your pocket.
Be sure to stay tuned to Currents News for team coverage of the Al Smith dinner. Currents News' Jessica Easthope will give us the highlights of the night, and the national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, John Lavenberg, will have political analysis of the event. That's this Friday, October 18th, right here on Currents News. The monumental Eucharistic Congress in Indianapolis may be over, but the national revival is just getting started. The movement announced they're looking for 8 new perpetual pilgrims to go on another national pilgrimage. This journey kicking off on Pentecost Sunday in Indiana next May and ending in Los Angeles on the Feast of Corpus Christi in June. Organizers say the route will cover several southwestern states, with more details to come in early 2025. To apply to become one of those young pilgrims or to keep up to date on the new route, just go to eucharisticpilgrimage.org. Meantime, thousands are preparing to march for life in January, and the national movement has announced the theme of next year's event. Organizers say Every Life, Why We March will encourage pro-life advocates to draw renewed energy for this challenging moment in the movement as the election ramps up and pro-lifers face abortion initiatives at the ballot box. The 52nd annual demonstration will take place on January 24th at the National Mall. And leading the way in Washington Washington will be the March for Life's next president. Jenny Bradley Lichter was previously Deputy General Counsel at the Catholic University of America and oversaw the school's Guadalupe Project, a campus-wide initiative offering support for pregnant and parenting students and staff. As Lichter prepares to take the reins of the March for Life organization on February 1st, she hopes to have the opportunity to work with the new U.S. president and their administration. She also says she wants to lead with love. The Diocese of Brooklyn is planning to bring a large contingent of pro-lifers down to Washington. If you'd like to join them, just email the diocese's Director of Marriage, Family, and Respect Life Education, Christian Rada. That email is crada@diobrook.org. And over in Brooklyn, there are now some budding scientists, students at Bay Ridge Catholic Academy, taking advantage of the new lab, which was a community effort to create. Curtis News' Katie Vasquez gives us a lesson on the science lab in Bay Ridge.
These 7th graders at Bay Ridge Catholic Academy are putting on their lab coats and safety goggles and conducting experiments.
If two colors mix, how fast the water molecules get faster or slower, and if they come together or break apart.
This science lab is new this year, adding a special learning experience for the middle schoolers.
When we didn't have a science lab, we would stay in the classroom and do like small experiments, but they weren't as big as the experiments that we did here.
I also like how there's a lot of equipment so you can learn and explore new things like, let's say, molecules, atoms under a microscope.
The Brooklyn Academy worked with 2 now closed Catholic schools, Salve Regina in East New York and Holy Angels in Bay Ridge, utilizing their equipment that was no longer being used.
Think of it as almost like a resurrection of their program and a way that there's new life in this program for these students.
Parents also pitching in. Daniel McKenna went back and forth between the schools to pick up the equipment.
We went to the other school, we rented a truck, and we brought all the science equipment over. Yeah, we did the grunt work, like dads do.
The hard work of the Brooklyn community combining with the kids' eagerness to learn in the new lab to create a formula for success for these students.
I was really happy, especially that, like there's so much stuff to learn in science, and especially that you can have so many opportunities, especially with creating new stuff.
When I grow up, maybe I'll be like a scientist that studies water molecules or how chemicals react to each other, but still have a long way for that.
In Bay Ridge, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Making science fun. To enroll your child in Catholic school, just visit catholicschoolsbq.org or call 718-965-7380 for more information. Finally tonight, if you're looking for a good book to read, how about picking up a papal publishing first? Pope Francis is coming out with a new memoir called Hope. It will be the first autobiography published by a sitting pontiff. The book was originally supposed to be released after the Holy Father's death, but he decided to publish it during the 2025 Jubilee. Hope is set to come out on January 14th. And speaking of church history, one of the most emblematic works of the Vatican museums has been unveiled again. The Apollo Belvedere, which after being abandoned for centuries following the fall of the Roman Empire, was rediscovered by Pope Julius II in 1489, is finally seeing the light of day again. For the past few years, the marble statue has undergone restoration to fix damage caused by multiple moves and natural disasters, and giving the monument more support as its weight became unbalanced. According to experts at the museum, the restoration gave insight into the early history of Rome before Christianity. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.